Welcome to AARP Illinois' virtual event. It's so wonderful to have you with us. AARP is on a mission to connect with individuals across various communities, especially those aged 50 and above. We're here to listen, understand, and address the unique needs of you and your community as we age. Our goal is to enrich your experience by expanding our local activities, providing opportunities for you to discover and engage with all that life has to offer right here in your own community and virtually. As we journey through today's event, we invite you to consider joining our dedicated team of AARP volunteers. It's a chance to make a meaningful impact and help us better serve those 50 plus across the nation. Connect with us and be a part of this vibrant movement toward positive change. Welcome, and let's make this event both fun and transformative.
Here are 6 items you should consider including in your estate plan. A will. This is the main component of your estate plan and ensures your property is distributed according to your wishes. Durable power of attorney. This person will act on your behalf when you are unable to do so. Beneficiary designation. You want to decide your beneficiaries. If you don't, a judge might make that choice for you. Letter of intent. It's a document left to your executor or a beneficiary, and it defines what you want done with a particular asset after your death or incapacitation. Health power of attorney. This will designate another individual to make important healthcare decisions on your behalf. Guardianship designations. If you have small children, you want to make sure you decide who will care for them if you no longer can. For more financial information, go to aarp.org/money.
Hi, I'm Teresa Jones from AARP, and today we are going to be talking about healthy living, but through charcuterie boards. And we have Heather here, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about herself and about charcuterie boards.
Yes, well, thank you for having me. My name is Heather, and I am with HT Boards and More, and I am just super excited to have this opportunity with AARP this morning. But we're going to talk about not only the ease of charcuterie boards, but just how versatile and how flavorful, and it's just a party for your taste buds.
Good, I'm excited. Well, let's get started.
Let's do it. Okay, so I think a lot of people get overwhelmed when they think about a charcuterie board and the placement, but it really is what you want it to be. So as I begin to build a board, I think about cheese and meats first, because those are the primary items that everybody's here for. Then we fill it in with all the other fun stuff. Okay. So you want to have a variety of meats and cheeses. So you'll see we've got a lot of things here. So we'll start with our first cheese, which is going to be a dill Havarti. So this cheese is very creamy, it's very mild. I also like to use the opportunity for my boards to educate people and get them to try new things, get outside their comfort zone. So, have you ever had a dill Havarti?
No, but I think I'm getting ready to.
Yes, you are. Yeah. You are. So, I place my cheeses first because that's going to take up the most space. And so we're just going to start by laying our dill Havarti out like that. Okay?
Oh, that looks so
pretty. Like I said, we wanted to have a variety, so a Havarti is going to be a semi-soft cheese. Okay? Let's move on to something that's a little more pungent, right? In a good way. So now we've got a mild cheddar. And so it's all about, we eat with our eyes first. So you could just throw this on the board if you wanted, but I'm not about that life. I like to make it really cute and presentable. Okay. So I'm going to show you how we do that. So you take these pieces right here, and I'll give you some to practice with as well. There you go.
I'm going to put mine over here.
Okay, and so we're going to take them, points up, put them together.
Oh, that one point looks like it. Well, see, I'm already starting.
That's all right. That's all right. So just put them like, there you go. And then we're going to scoot them over.
To the point here.
Yep. So then we're going to go, there you go. Got it?
Oh, kind of like a tuxedo thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just keep doing that. And we're going to keep on going. So now we got 2.
Yes, you do.
I'm always like the slow dancer.
That's okay. That's all right.
Well, can I make mine my way?
You sure can. And you know what? Why don't, here, I'll oopsies. Dang it. But that's the beauty of charcuterie. You just keep on going. You just keep on going.
Shoot, look at that.
That's all right.
Now, why do you hold it in your hand so much? Is that just instead of laying them on the
Well,
board?
it just gives you a
Oh,
little
'cause
more
you're-
stability.
Oh, because they're gonna
Because they're going to stand up. Yeah.
Oh, well, look at that. Well, okay, so am mine.
Okay.
I'm just doing mine a little differently.
Yeah,
so that just
and that's
goes to
okay.
show you that, like you said,
It's versatile.
yeah.
You make it what you want it to be.
Piece.
And so I'm actually going to add yours in front of mine.
Go ahead.
Okay. There we go.
Not as pretty as yours.
That's
but-
all right. But look, doesn't it look good?
Oh, it looks
Okay,
wonderful.
so now we have this creamy, mild, herby cheese. We have this sharp cheddar that's a little more pungent, but gives you a little bit of color variation. Now we're gonna go to a manchego. Now this is one of my favorite cheeses in life.
Is that a hard cheese?
This is a semi-hard cheese.
Semi-hard? Okay.
Yes. So we have semi-soft. This would just be a normal textured cheese. It's probably a little bit softer than the Havarti, so we'll call that a soft one. But then again, it's all about presentation.
Right.
So instead of standing these up,
That's
we'll lay
pretty.
them on the side.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the difference between hard cheeses, or what makes the difference between hard cheese
Sure,
and
it's
soft
how they're
cheese?
processed.
Okay.
So, and then really it's just the texture variation. So when you have something like a charcuterie board, you want to have versatility in the flavor, versatility in the texture, versatility in the fattiness of the meats. You want a sweet, a savory. Some people want a spicy. I don't prefer spicy. Do you like spicy?
I love spice.
Okay, so some people like a spice, but how they're processed and the type of milk that's used.
Okay.
Okay, so now we've got our semi-soft, semi-hard, and then we'll just say that's a cheddar. Now, I tend to, this is a Thanksgiving inspired type of board.
Right.
And so what do we love for Thanksgiving?
Cranberries.
We love cranberries. Correct. So I have these pre-sliced, and I like to have everything really already done because you see how quick the board's coming together.
Yeah.
Right? So this is actually a cranberry cinnamon cheese.
Oh.
Goat cheese.
Oh.
So it's got a little tang, it's got a little sweetness, it's got that aroma and the warmth of the cinnamon. So that one is going to be one of our soft cheeses, but we have one more. And I'm gonna have you do this one with me, okay?
Oh, yes.
All right. So we have got some brie here. A lot of people love brie. And I always encourage folks, if you're kind of iffy about the cheese flavors and the cheese selections, and you're like, oh, I've never had it, just try it. Just try it. And specifically if you're making these for a group of people, you may not like it, but they may. So I always encourage folks to get a little adventurous with their cheese. So that's your wheel. Let's move this cheddar.
Now, brie is definitely a soft cheese.
It is definitely a soft cheese. One of my favorites, in fact.
Oh, yeah, because you can put it in the oven and melt
You
it.
sure can.
and- yeah.
And I think it's a good time to call out what types of rinds we can eat and what types you can't.
Okay.
So this rind is one of the most flavorful. You can eat this whole thing. A lot of people like to open it and scoop out the inside, but this rind is so flavorful.
Yeah, it is.
And specifically right around the edge. This edge rind is the best. So I want to make sure no matter how I serve it, each person gets a piece of this. Okay. All right. So this is something that I love to get creative with. And so if it's a holiday thing or if it's a themed party, you can cut it out.
Okay.
So you're gonna grab your cheese and flip it over on the side. We have this in the freezer for just a little bit to let it get a little bit hard for us because it's easier to cut. So you'll see my knife's going right through it. So we're gonna cut all the way through.
Are you cutting it in half? Or?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, went right through, right? Okay, so I'm just, now we only have, this is a medium-sized board, so we don't have a whole lot of room, so we'll just put one wheel of brie, but you can still practice with yours.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm practicing cutting it still.
Here you go.
Okay.
Okay, now put your bottom piece, we'll just set it right over there.
All right.
Now let's take our top piece, flip her over. And so since this is a Thanksgiving inspired board, we have a leaf, an acorn, a pumpkin, and an apple. Which one do you want?
Oh, I'll take an apple.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do a pumpkin.
Okay.
Okay? So we're gonna push down, right in the middle. Push her down.
Oh, that was easy, wasn't it?
Now slide this up. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Now put that back on top. Now look what you got.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna set mine here. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so now you can take this little piece of extra brie and lay it right on top of there. And you can lay yours, why don't you lay it on top of the goat cheese?
If that is not the cutest thing.
Look,
Oh.
okay, we like it?
I like it.
All right, now you need to fill that in so people can see what they got. So this is going to be a cherry and rosemary spread. So I always like to serve along with the meats and cheeses and the other supporting actors. We want to put this spread on there as well.
Okay.
So it gives them, this actually goes to cherry and rosemary, so it's going to have some sweet and some savory with the rosemary.
Okay.
But we're going to
Do we have
just
another?
take a little bit of it out and fill in that hole. And then we can clean it up, of course. But we'll fill in one of them so that they know that this goes with this cheese.
Right.
Okay? All right. We'll also serve this next to our board so they'll be able to get a part of it.
Okay.
So we got our cheeses done, right? Good selection of cheese.
We're gonna fill that one in?
No.
Okay.
We're going to leave one of them open.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now we start with meat. So would you like to learn how to make a salami rose?
I think I would.
Okay. So salami roses are best made. We've had this sitting out for what, 10, 15 minutes?
15 minutes at max.
You want to take it out of the fridge and let it get a little bit warm because it'll mold over the glass a little better.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll let you grab. So I'll do the first layer and then I'll let you keep going. So these are so fun. Everybody always loves them.
I've always wondered how they were made.
Yes. And so you see how I'm layering them
Yeah.
closely because you want it to be tight.
Okay.
So I'm sitting them close and you're just going to keep doing this all the way around. Okay?
Okay.
Let's see you try. Close this out of your way.
Oh, there's 2 pieces there.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to start putting some of these other pieces on the board.
Okay.
So in addition to salami roses, which those are a crowd favorite, a lot of people really like those. They're pretty. They wonder if they think they're so hard to make, but they're really very easy to make, so anybody can do it. But I also like to do what's called a salami river. And so that is these pieces right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we can do a river right here. Going down next to these. And I also am very particular about placement. So like I don't want too many cheeses too close to each other. I don't want too many meats too close to each other. So we want to be very careful to spread stuff out and make sure we don't have two like things touching. So you want to keep going.
Oh. I was getting ready to ask you, how thick do we make that?
Yeah. And this is a really good way to get a lot of meat on the board, but not let it take up a lot of space.
So people will tear the rose, unfortunately. apart.
You know what? If it's your board, you got to tear into it first because all your guests will think that it's too pretty to tear apart, but it's meant to be eaten.
Okay.
I've seen people be like, it's too pretty to tear apart. Well, the point, we got to eat it.
How's it looking?
That's looking wonderful.
Good.
Let's see where we're at. And you know how you can get a good gauge of where your rose is at? You see how you can kind of see in the center? So let's do like one more layer around.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'll get our prosciutto. Again, another item that is easier to handle if it's a little bit frozen. So that's the difference. That meat we want a little warm. This meat we want a little cold.
Okay.
Easier to navigate with. Because it's a cheese that likes to kind of tear on you.
I'm learning a lot, because a lot of times we think you got to take it straight out of the refrigerator and start working on it.
Very true.
And so that now we know why some of it's more pliable than the other.
Yep. And I do like to, I know we've got some of this that's been out with us. We have other parts that have where we're going to pull out of the fridge. I do like to, once we get the board completed, put it back in the fridge and let it get a nice chill to it.
Yeah.
One more time before we set it out for the folks. So these we can do a couple different ways. I like to do a little bit of a fan. So I fold it over and then I just fan it in on itself. And so that way we have a little row and we'll sit her up like that.
Well, look at you.
Your rose looks fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Okay. You think you can pull her off?
You know I'm very artistic.
Yes, you are. No education needed.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now, we press it into the glass too, right? To
We
make
do
sure
so that it
it's
holds its shape. And then you're just going to flip it over and lay her out.
on the board.
You can lay her out right here and then we'll
okay.
figure out where we're going to put her. Perfect. And then we'll just wiggle it out. And we have her rose, folks. All right. So one last fan of our prosciutto. Do you want to try one of those?
No, you're doing really good. You know, my expertise is with the rose.
Yeah. You know what? We all have our strengths. All right. We'll do one more prosciutto fan. All right.
Perfect.
Now, let me scoop our brie over just a little bit more.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that.
what I was thinking.
And then we'll throw her right there. Okay. So now we have our meats and cheeses done.
Okay.
Okay. Let's move on to what we're going to fill in with. So I like to do always some cucumber.
Ooh.
One, it's a nice veggie, it's fresh, but it's a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
So as you eat certain sweet things with a fatty piece of meat, but then let's say you want to go back to sweet, will cleanse your palate. And then you can go back to whatever cheese you like. So we're going to throw some cucumber on here.
See, and I just thought cucumbers were, you know, just because they taste good.
Well, that's, I mean,
didn't
hey,
think
they're
about
fresh,
it.
they're tasty. And you know what I like to do occasionally? I'll sprinkle some of that dry ranch seasoning.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sprinkle some dry ranch seasoning on it. It gives a little bite, a little tang. So we've got that piece.
Okay.
I also like to do some fruits and veggies.
Okay.
So let's do, do you think we should do some grapes next?
I think so. These
Okay.
look like really good. As a matter of fact, I can't say they look like. I kind of snuck a taste.
You know what? Somebody, you have to make sure it's not poisonous.
Yeah. that's
Somebody
what I
has
was
to
doing.
taste it.
So now, do we want them on the stem or we want them take them off?
We want them on the stem because it
Okay,
makes it
cut
easier
that
for
one a
folks to
little
grab, but we're going to cut this little piece off because that's not that cute.
Okay.
And then, and that's okay if it falls off. So we'll do one row
Place it
there.
Nice.
Yep. And actually, since this is a smaller board, I think that's all the grapes will do.
Okay.
All right. So now let's think about some other fill-ins, right? So one thing I like to do is dry fruit. So this is a cranberry cinnamon cheese. So guess what we have?
Cranberries and blueberries.
Yes. And that gives people a good indicator of what they're eating, but they also know that this goes well with it.
Oh yeah.
And I build my board so that whatever is around each other complements each other. So like this cheese go really well with grapes and this meat. This cheese obviously goes well with that spread, but it will also go well with this meat. So we try to keep the board like together so that everything around complements each other.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So we got some dried fruit there. We're lacking some color. So I want to add a little bit of dried apricot.
Oh yeah.
Where should we put that, do you think?
Well, not too close to the
No,
orange.
that's very good. Want to keep that away.
Maybe over here,
Yeah.
or we might have to move something around.
That's okay.
Yeah,
We'll scoot that over.
yeah there
Okay,
you
now
go.
we got a little spot like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now we gotta have some crunch.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I was thinking nuts would be good on
Yes,
this.
it's a very good. And I try to like if there's some dill flavored nuts that I have found, I would put them over there. These are just salted,
Yeah.
just to keep it kind of muted and doesn't overpower anything else. So we're gonna throw the nuts in a couple different places.
Okay. Oh, it's looking pretty.
Yeah, it's coming together, isn't it?
Mhm.
All right, let's clean that up. Okay, now let's think about some additional color. Strawberries will do it for you every time.
Every time.
Every time. And they're a really good filler for small spaces. So you see we have that space over there?
Yeah.
We're just gonna throw some berries in it. Belly up. Always belly up for the berries.
Okay.
Because it's just pretty.
It is pretty.
We're gonna throw some right
About
here.
one more right there.
Another one you think?
Yeah, just right here.
Okay.
There.
All right, now we've got some more space here. So I think, you know what? We've got a lot of color over here. Let's add some blueberries on this side. And that just, again, gives us a little bit of color contrast. Blueberries also go really good with, like blueberries and apples go good with the cheddar.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
put
I
that
always eat
together.
apples with my cheddar cheese.
Yeah, very good.
Oh, that's so pretty.
All right,
We still have a little space here.
we do. And so I've got us some little chocolates. Because a little bit of sweetness, chocolate in the mix. Sometimes chocolate can give you that little bit of bitterness or that deep flavor
Oh,
profile.
and those are, I saw those, I eyed those when we first came in.
Were you looking at them?
Yeah, I sure was.
They go on.
I'm glad they're still here.
Yes, ma'am. Lastly, we've got some olives.
Oh, olives.
And so you have some people that don't enjoy an olive per se. So I always ask my customers, do you want olives, one? Or would you also like something other pickled element? Because it really just needs to be something pickled. So I've had customers that want a pickled beet, pickled asparagus, pickled green beans.
Okay.
And so you can really do, it's a never-ending pickled fest around
Now
these grocery
these
stores.
olives, I noticed, have something white in the middle.
They do. These are white cheddar cheese stuffed olives.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very good.
We're so fancy.
We're so fancy. So now, as we're about to think about how we're going to serve it, well, we know folks are going to have to cut this brie. So we're going to put this with the brie.
Oh, just set it on
Okay.
there.
This could be used also for this other brie because it needs to be cut as well. We'll put this in our spread so folks know what we need to do with that. It's supposed to be spreaded. And then this could just be, this has a little picker.
Okay.
So this could be used to pick up everything else on the board.
Okay.
Okay? So if you wanted to, we could garnish this with a little bit of fresh rosemary. But this is a perfect holiday flavor. We've got all the essence of Thanksgiving involved in this board. So would be an amazing crowd-pleasing board for anybody at your Thanksgiving festivities.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!